Hi, folks. Welcome to another episode of Buying Time with Baby Davey. Of course, we're joined by my lovely, nifty, shifty twin brother, El Jefe the Chef, Jeff Rosenberg. Hope you like the intro music, Jeff.
Oh, it's nice, Dave.
Another Buying Time with Baby Davey, joined by the chef himself. Let's get right down to brass tacks. I was up 1700 at 9:45, and then I was
Mhm.
down 1700 at 10 o'clock. How does that happen? Shit if I know. You got any clues out there?
Yeah, I think that's kind of off of that Monday weekend surge there. You got a lot of people, we call it the first week of the Biden presidency, getting a little excited, pulling back a little. You got to follow the Momo crowd, if you will, the momentum people. You
Yeah,
know,
well, I had GameStop up 100%. Now it's even. Now I should have sold it.
well, yeah, the GME. If people out there, following that whole kind of Reddit rocket, as it were. You
It,
know,
it's brutal out there, Jeff. I did want to mention some stocks that I previously talked about on Thursday's episode that are
hmm
continuing to do well. Pinduoduo, check it out. JD and Plug Power. Those are my three guys. Check them
I
out.
was actually looking at my plug power there, and since I got it, because that was one of the, early on in Robinhood, I believe they had like the most, moved stocks, and that was
Yeah, the
dollar,
JD.
dollar $3 at that point, and I actually have an all-time growth there of 3,500% there on plug.
Oh, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, now how do you feel about that though? You didn't watch the pot boil, but do you wish you put more money into it?
For sure, because what I actually put into it was $7, and now that's only 400 and not only but $444. If I put
Yeah.
700 in there.
We wouldn't be doing this show anymore, huh? We'd be in the Caribbean.
Of course, Mykonos, I hear, is a place.
Well, perhaps 1 year from today, we'll both be in Costa Rica, Jeff, with the money we make, not only off this show and all
hmm
the Patreon people we get from it, but from one of our big, big stock trades that's going to send the world a swirling.
Of course, David, and I'd like, as doom and gloom as I can be sometimes. Don't be one of those people that think you missed the mark here, because it's never too late to get started.
That's true, Jeff. I think a lot of people think they missed the mark with Tesla 2 months ago when it was up 100%.
hmm
Even though now it's, up 30 more percent since that time. So, don't feel like that, like you missed the sale because there's always a sale on the internet. There's
Right.
always a sale in the stock market. I do want to focus people. Obviously, the smaller stocks have been gaining a lot of momentum, but let's not forget those big boys. Apple should be the cornerstone of every portfolio. I don't care who you are.
That's good. And what do you think are what's your percentage there on that?
Well, I don't want to speak for everyone, but I have over 600 stocks, and I try and disperse them as evenly as possible based on their growth. I'm a little heavy on Apple. It sort of doesn't live by the rules that I have for my other stocks, but I have close to 5% of my portfolio in there.
I see. And don't you find that 600 to be a little overwhelming? Is it smarter to stick to, 10, 15, 20? Is that just type of your kind of way of going about it?
For sure. I think that sweet number is around 30. I do this for a living, Jeff, so I like to keep an eye on everything.
That's great. Hey, whatever works for you. And a lot of people are up in the green, or as they say, the black, Dave, believe it or not.
Yeah,
Is,
yeah.
is that correct? Am I using that terminology right? Because this is part of an instructing type of course to begin with. You are an instructor, but you're also a learner at the end of the day.
Well, yes, the we're showing the process. Two dumb twink twins from Brooklyn learning how to really master Wall Street.
We're not from Brooklyn.
Well, we're from the Hammed End, but
hmm
we're taking Wall Street and we're bringing it to Main Street, is what we're
I
doing.
like that, Dave. I like that. You're a little bit more tied up. I'm a little bit more butch.
Yeah, and I think I mentioned it last time, but China is opening up a bit. Don't forget 10 cent and even 10 cent music.
hmm
Cent, kind of does a lot of stuff in very cool spaces. Of which I don't know too much about. I'll be
Right,
honest.
but I think they finance some movies, stuff like that.
They do a little bit of everything, and that's something I'm into. I'm out on oil. I'm out on healthcare, pushing hard on China stocks, pushing hard on software as a service. Um, I think those airlines and those cruises might start to be dipping up. They're very low right now, so you might want to stick your toe in the water and see if that plane.
Well, that's how I first got into the game a little bit there, and not to get into the options trading stuff and shorting things because it's a dangerous game, and I don't recommend it. But if you do want to fuck around with it, you can.
Inheritance on that, didn't you?
No, Dave, indeed I did. I lost big chunks of money. Got a little too hot in my pocket for that deal. But you can, do the paper money thing kind of deal and, play around with it, see what you learn.
I agree. And I think now's the time to get in on those guys. JetBlue, I think you're going to want to look at the domestic flights to South by Southwest.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know, other countries might not be letting Americans in, vice versa. Let's not think about international right now and focus on those domestic. Alaska Air is another one I like.
Yeah, I think those are all very good ideas, Dave. It's something you have to pay attention to with them getting, sort of that government funding behind them, which can, really oscillate your ups and downs there.
Yeah, same with Boeing. It's an American institution. Unfortunately, they did have that plane crash 2 weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah. Well, so that's what's going to happen with that. But I think you need to take these.
You gotta buy the literal dip on that one, huh?
Yeah. And so that's the thing. We want to keep these short and sweet. I want you to go in on the airlines, the domestic stuff. I want you to check out Tencent, Pinduoduo, and Penn National Gaming and DraftKings. I don't want to repeat myself, but I think it's worth noting.
Of course. If you're going to be betting, may as well bet on the betting companies. Is that sort of your mindset behind that one?
If you watch football this weekend, you'll see it everywhere. Jeff, I want this to be quick. I want this to be dirty. That's what the Power Lunch is all about. How about I check you tomorrow? I got a pizza pick up.
I love that, Dave, and God bless, and stay in the black, as they say.
Signing off. See you, Jeff.
Later, Dave.